25 minutes. So I've never heard that, but that's the origin of cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
Right.
We have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
Deep in here now. Now
It's
deep.
incredible.
I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. And applying the recovery out there. What's up, everybody out there on planet Earth? We're back here from Recovery Central, Richmond, Virginia, McShin Foundation. I'm here with my good brother, my friend Jesse. We're co-hosting and hosting the show today. We got a special guest. We got Richard, better known as, well, we'll get into that later. He's celebrating, he's got 40 years in recovery, and he's going to kick it a little bit. He's going to talk about Okinawa. He's going to talk about his recovery journey. He's going to talk about his relationship with John. I'm very excited about that. Before we get into it, Jesse's got to shout out our sponsors in the very professional way that he shouts them out. Also, I want to give a shout out to all our guys in the jails and prisons watching the tablet right now. We're going to try to get a lot of content out for you fellas, because I know you got a lot of time on your hands, a lot of boredom to combat. You might as well combat it with something positive with me and my boy Jesse.
Thank you, Travis. Real quick, we want to give a shout out and a special thanks to the Seed Institute. Give them a call. Michael Edwards, 804-939-0541. Seed Institute. Michael Edwards, 804-939-0541. They specialize in trainings and they specialize in helping people start up businesses. So give them a call if you're looking for any of that. And then we'd like to give a special thanks to the Farley Center. The Farley Center is a local treatment center. They're located in Williamsburg, Virginia. They have detox and they have services for individuals with substance use disorder, also known as addiction. Give them a call, 804-638-7329. And they will assist you getting into treatment. They take commercial insurances, so give them a call. And then also we want to give a thanks to Rooted Hair Studios. Rooted Hair Studios, 804-919-3851. Use code McShin and you will get 10% off on your next hairstyle, haircut, shampoo, condition, or highlight, or anything to do with hair. Give them a call.
Which Jesse is so knowledgeable about.
Yes, I am. Give them a call. 804-919-3851. Rooted Hair Studios. Thank you to all our sponsors. And everybody out there listening, if you're incarcerated, if you're out in the community, we do have a fun event that you can tune into. Stop by. We're not going to do it live. Yeah, we're not gonna do it live.
You're giving mixed messages.
Yeah, sorry. You can't tune into it, but you can come by and check it out tomorrow night.
So this isn't for our locked up population.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you get out,
come on by.
If you're getting out, come by tomorrow, 2300 Dunbar Road. We're gonna have a cookie/dessert bake-off. There's gonna be a contest. There'll be some desserts to eat. Come by, check that out. It starts at 5:30. And then if you get out this week, or if you're out there in the community, because I know people listen out in the community, if you're out there checking us out, listening, Santa is coming. This Saturday, Santa will be here. Santa's making an appearance from 10 to 12. You can get a picture, maybe a gift if we have something to give out. Well, if Santa has something to give out, he might not, but you can come check him out. Get a picture. He's
coming out of retirement a little early, huh? For the event.
Yeah, he's coming a little early.
That was cool of Santa to do.
From 10 to 12. So come check that out. From 10 to 12 here, 2300 Dunbar Road. Santa will be here. Come check that out. That's one of our events this year. All right. So now let's get into what we got going on. And one thing we're doing this month, me and Travis and Steve and some of the other staff have been kind of talking. We want to honor John Shinholzer all this month. This is his last month of employment here with McShin. He is stepping down from his right now he's a senior peer. He's stepping down from the senior peer position and he's completely retiring from McShin. So whose phone just went off? Dwight, you're about to catch arrows, bro. Oh my goodness.
There's very specific rules in here, Dwight. We're not going to get too deep into it, but let's just say strike one.
5 push-ups right now.
And 3 cups of water. You just lost that dirty heart.
If I had a camera, he's really doing the push-ups too. Those aren't Marine push-ups. So if Richard,
Kind of got a weird toe angle there.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like the opposite of pigeon toe. They were kicked out there. Duck foot push-ups. Yeah. All right.
What branch of the military did you serve in? Marine Corps.
So
Okay.
embarrassing.
Richard, I don't think those were Marine push-ups.
It's a different corps
No.
these days. It's a new day.
But anyways, get back. Before we get into Richard, I just want to say, so what we are doing this month is we're honoring John. So we're trying to get guests on here that they'll share a little bit about their experience in recovery, or what they're doing professionally, and you'll have different walks of different types of guests will be on here. But one of the things that we are asking is that they just share their experience that they've had with John, how they met him, that kind of thing, what impact he might have had in their life. So that is something we will be doing for the next few weeks to honor John and his commitment to the cause of helping individuals with substance use disorder, and his commitment to start this wonderful organization here, him and his wife. So we will be talking about that. So we got a guest on tonight. He shares a lot of things in common with John. One, Marine Corps. They're both from the Marines. They both were in the Marine Corps. Y'all might have been stationed in the same place. I think he was over in where did you say you were
I
stationed?
was in Okinawa.
Oh, that's
I
Japan.
wasn't there.
That's like that's close to Hawaii. Isn't Japan close to Hawaii?
Oh my God, no! I was.
I'm saying, hold on, Japan. They flew over to in
You said Hawaii, bro. First of all, you said Hawaii. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
There
close
was,
to Hawaii.
but I mean, they didn't. I mean, there was
Pacific
aircraft
Ocean?
carriers involved. They got them.
No.
They got them close.
We took a boat. We took a boat from San Francisco to Okinawa. It took about a month.
What kind of boat were you on there? Destroyer, cruiser?
A big cattle boat.
Big
That's
cattle
all.
boat?
Yeah,
It took a month?
Only people. We stopped in Hawaii.
See, halfway point, right?
But you know what? They wouldn't let the Marines off the boat in Hawaii.
I
Why?
wonder why.
I don't know. They thought we were going to get into some kind of trouble.
Like what kind? Like what kind? Pull your name out
Well,
there,
that's
huh?
okay. I went anyway. You know what I did?
Yeah.
I borrowed a sailor's uniform. I went as a sailor.
You did? Oh, they were letting the sailors off?
Yeah, they let the sailors off.
So the Marines were known for causing trouble, so y'all weren't allowed to get off the boat.
That's right.
Would you say that like Marines are like generally more hype than the other branches back when you served? Like
Well,
more hoorah?
Well, we all of us like to drink, so
Mm.
that's why I joined the Marine Corps.
Got a lot of drinking going on there.
Well, I started drinking when I was 14. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17, so I could drink legally.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I like your train of thought there.
Oh yeah.
You're a forward thinker. A man that knows what he wants.
And you're supposed to be 17's too young to get in. Yes, so I forged my mother's signature on the paper, and I went in with that way.
So that's how you got in, really.
I got in.
That's
You were pretty much a
interesting.
con artist from the start, huh?
Oh yeah.
I like the way you think.
A lot of training that way.
Yeah. Started with the report cards and then ended up getting in the military.
Well, I used to play hooky all the time. I used to steal the thing out of the mailbox.
Yeah.
So Richard, were you in any of the wars?
No,
So
No.
this was Okinawa post World War II.
it was Okinawa after the Korea.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I was too old. They wouldn't let me go to Vietnam.
So
You were too old by that
I
time?
was too old.
So you were the McCarthy era.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that. You still got the 1,000-yard stare. Have you ever been told that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it too. All us Marines get it. It's from being in the bush too long.
I don't know what bush he was in.
It was a bad bush.
Yeah.
When I was in Okinawa, they had what they call Cinderella Liberty. You had to be back at 11.
Oh yeah. Curfew?
So yeah, everybody had to check back in again. So one guy came up to me and said, "How why don't you come with me? We'll do something else." He said, "You got so fucking drunk when you come home that you don't know what the hell where you even were. So come with me." So he took me to a judo class,
Yeah.
and I went every single day for a year and a half.
Mm.
Right, so I was pretty good.
So you're a judo expert. What belt are you in that judo there?
EQ, it's one below black.
Really?
That's big over there in
Wow.
Okinawa, huh?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I didn't get black because I found this is funny, but I wrote about it. The reason black is, I call it the 12 step. They only make black by if you contribute to the sport,
Ah,
right? And
so it is like the 12 step, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's like helping others.
Yeah.
Right. And I wasn't doing it. I just I remember when the judo teacher said to me, "You can never use this to ever hurt anybody." right? And I thought to myself, how the hell is he going to know? I live in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then he said, when you go home, you got to register with the police department.
Did you do that?
What do you think?
I just want to know. I mean, I probably wouldn't have. Did you ever have to pull the old judo moves out on the streets of Brooklyn? Maybe to get like in line for coffee or whatever. Like, get out of my way.
Well,
Judo flip.
let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some things are better left unsaid.
You I didn't know you lived in Brooklyn though.
I was born in Connecticut. We moved to Brooklyn when I was 11.
Okay. So what age were you when the Vietnam War started?
Well, I'm 85 now.
Dang, you're holding up good there.
I'm preserved. I embalmed myself.
You
with
did?
alcohol.
Formaldehyde. Yeah, alcohol. Pickled. They
So
call it
you
pickling.
were you were too old for the Vietnam War? Where I mean you weren't. I kind of swore you weren't. So
You could
what's
be
the
in-
age? What was the age for
They were sending them over there young, but you couldn't. What rank
no.
were you in the military? First of all,
My brother was. They sent my brother over there.
to
they
Vietnam?
did. Yeah.
But what was the age group for the war that started from the Pearl Harbor bombing? That was World War II.
Yeah, World War II.
II,
But
yeah.
like he
No,
for Korea, he
was-
had to sign
11.
forward. So 17. So
Right.
17 was the age, or 18,
Yeah.
and
Well,
18 was for Vietnam. But
I was too young.
No. What I'm saying is
The cutoff?
No, the war. So I'm just trying to time the time frame. So was
yeah.
that 1946?
well, yeah, that ended in 45.
Yeah.
You were still like what 5, 6 years old or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And the
Ah,
Korean
okay.
War was in the 50s, and then that would follow into Vietnam, which would have started around 63. Yeah, I think we started sending soldiers over there in 63 or whatever. Yeah, 64, like 67, 69. It was over by 73. I know that.
So you missed all the wars though.
You
Yeah.
ducked right in that sweet spot, right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
How long were you in the Marine Corps?
I was 3 years active in Okinawa, 6 years in the reserve.
Okay. When did you start to notice that you had a drinking problem?
Well, especially like in the Marine Corps, I mean, that's what I really joined for, is like a uniform so I could drink legally.
Yeah, would you say they kind of encouraged it a little bit, kind of like your R&R, so like you wouldn't have recognized it as a problem. It was kind of just what everybody was doing.
Well, yeah, R&R's all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Why not? Yeah, that's how I feel about it. And lunchtime.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, right, I was 19, right, and I was still going to reserves, but I made alcohol my career. I opened up an after-hours club under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Nice. Forward thinker.
Wait on, is this a youth? Is this like a
Nah, he was just living under the bridge. Yeah, drinking.
Is that what
he
you
was
were
drinking all night.
This is like
No, the
a youth
after-hours club, everybody started, like all of the people who worked in the business, bartenders and entertainers and all that, they couldn't drink, so they all came to the club to drink after hours.
Oh, so it was an actual club. It wasn't a milk crate situation like under the bridge or whatever.
No, it was a real club. That's what I'm saying.
It was beautiful.
So you started it.
Yeah.
It was yours.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had what kind of music did you play there? Was that like?
I'm picturing jazz.
Well, a lot of the time, the entertainers that came, they played.
So was it any famous? Anybody famous?
Like bluesy
No,
blues, or
yeah,
was
nobody-
this an
no-
artsy
nobody
thing?
Famous, I couldn't even remember anyway.
Mm.
But it was funny. What happened was, I got greedy. I started to open before the bars closed, right? And all the bars in the neighborhood, they told me, they'd be sitting there drinking, and they say, "Oh, Dick is open and early, so we're going to go there." So the people that own the bars, they called the cop. They turned me into the police. The police picked me up.
Oh, it was the police. It wasn't like a sit down
They-
situation.
they-
It wasn't like
no,
your
no.
neighborhood mafia coming
They-
down. Hey, man, you're cutting into our
They were
stuff.
paying they were paying the police too. So I mean, I was too.
Yeah,
Who was paying the police?
Huh?
Who
like
was?
everybody, all the
Everybody.
bars. Yeah.
All the bars.
So-
Yeah, we paid.
What was the name of the after hours club? Dick's Club.
No, it was called Rive Gauche.
What the hell does that
It
mean?
means the left, the left bank,
The
Oh,
left bank.
right? Because we were on the other side. Most of the people
oh,
came
the
out,
Hudson.
came across the river,
Yeah.
right? But the
Mm.
it got financed by the bookie. The bookie let me borrow the money to open the club.
Oh, so you owed him? Did you pay him back?
Well, I tell you what happened is
What had happened was
we got busted. There was one day the cops came in, and they knew who they were looking for. I was the only guy that got arrested.
oh yeah.
And
Oh, so it was an illegal club.
oh no,
So then what'd you get busted for?
Oh, he's serving serving
After hours.
Oh, after
Yeah.
So so it was you could have the club, but you just couldn't serve alcohol after a certain time.
No, I only opened it when after hours.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was never open during the day or anything. It was only open at night.
Yeah. So it won't a bootlegger
we
spot.
we made a double entrance. You came in the door, and then you were in a little vestibule with another door, because that way when you open the door, the light didn't come in.
Yeah.
So it was an illegal club then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
What else would it be? This is the guy that like been forging his report card and like playing hooky and like signing himself into the military. Very crafty individual. This
Well, I got arrested.
Richard here.
I got arrested, and the bookie paid for the lawyer for me.
Yeah. He wanted that money back.
And then the
Did he put points on that money there?
The morning of my trial, right? The lawyer came to me and he said, "This is unbelievable." He said to me, "Okay, the judge is going to ask you a whole lot of questions. Never mind, every single question he asks you say yes. We talked about it. We came down on a subway this morning. We're going to let you go."
Yes.
He came to the courtroom with the judge.
Nice. So what time frame was this? So you were like a raging alcoholic, fall down drunk by this point. Like how far away was this until you're
19?
You were 19? Oh, so this was this was after the military. So after the military.
Yeah, this was when I just got out.
So
I got out when I was 19.
I got you. So 17 to 19, you're already hardcore. You're drinking the Jack Daniels.
Well, you didn't get sober till 45, till you're 45 years old, right?
I got sober at 83.
Okay, and you were what? So you're 85.
You're 84 now.
Yeah, and you got 40 years clean.
Could carry the one, subtract. Yeah. You had a good little run.
I told you I made alcohol my career. I started as a salesman in a beer and wine company. And
you weren't joking about that.
No,
okay.
And then I bought it.
Yeah, did you get high off your own supply?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
People used to ask me what I did for a living. I used to say, get paid to drink.
Oh, right? You broke one of the 10 alcohol commandments. You know that you never drink off your own supply.
I had a 2,000 square foot warehouse full of booze.
Oh, you might as well go for it.
So you just had unlimited booze, huh?
Unlimited.
Yeah. What spearheaded you to get sober? Like what was like the?
I'll tell you what did it was. My parents both died from alcohol. My mother died of the DTs at 42 in the hospital. And I took my father to live with me, and I found him on the floor of my bathroom one night when I got home from work. Right. So then I got married, and we had so my daughter was born the same day I was buying that beer and wine distributorship. So what happened was she was about a year and a half old or something, 81, close to 2. And I was passed out on the couch. I didn't make it into the bedroom. And I saw her walking in, and I started to tremble. I got all shaky. I almost started crying and everything. I looked at her and I said, "Oh shit, she's going to grow up like me. Right? I got to do something." So my answer to that was, being a good alcoholic, I took my wife to treatment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Drop your wife off. She needs help, not me.
Well, they took me in the family program, and they told me I was an alcoholic. It's a really long story, but yeah. So I was, at the time, I was going to Al-Anon. So and I still go to Al-Anon and AA. So
yeah.
Anyway, so I that's what made me get sober. And then what really was we had an intervention for my wife. She'd been in treatment, I don't know, about 10, 12 times. Once we went to Sierra Tucson, and at Sierra Tucson was the what's the name of them? Grateful. No, I can't think of the name of the group right now. I'm going a blank.
Are they a jam band?
Oh, big time, biggest group of singers. They were the whole group was there. The whole group was in treatment. Hollywood Henderson was one of the counselors there. And
was that a football player? Hollywood Henderson?
Yeah, yeah. He was the Dallas Cowboys. So he got trouble with some kind of.
So this was a fancy
and there was a whole band there.
Yeah,
Aerosmith. Were they alive then?
No. Yeah.
I can't remember their name. I can't think of it, but they were all there.
So this was an expensive treatment center.
This was like the Betty Ford of the West Coast.
Bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah,
Where'd you get all this dough from? From selling the alcohol out of the thing?
It cost the insurance paid.
Oh yeah, then good insurance.
Yeah.
Mm.
They were paying for my wife.
Yeah.
You know, and my daughter was there. She was 7, and was really trying to. We were going to go to John Bradshaw. I don't know if you remember him.
Mm.
And he had a treatment center in California, and so I signed up to go there. But they said, well, you can't if your wife drinks before she comes, she can't come. So she drank the day before. I was going to lie about it. Right. So I called them up. I said, I can't do that. So they sent us to Sierra Tucson. So it's here. When I called them, I told them my daughter is 7. I got to get someone to take care of her. They said, how old? They asked how old she was. I said, she's 7. They said, we have a program for children starting at the age 7.
Mm.
So I took her down. We went there, and we were checking in, and it was I guess it was Friday. We were checking in, and she said something to me, and she sounded just like I did when I was 7. I said, "Oh, I started beating myself up, and oh God, I waited too late. I'm fucked up, and everything." Now she's, So anyway, we're sitting in this big room, and a big giant, huge, and it was a big circle going around. They were going around. Everyone was going around introducing themselves, and men, we all talk about what we do for a living, right? Our work, and they were going around, and my daughter was across the room from me, and I thought, no, everything's about me. She's going to say what she said last night, and I'm saying, I'm all screwed up. Well, she stood up and she said, "My name is Katie. I'm a precious rainbow from God."
Nice.
Oh,
So I was sitting.
where'd that come from?
That was her occupation.
She was coming to meetings with me all the time, because I wouldn't leave her home because my wife was always drunk. Everybody in the program knew her. So I jumped up and raised my hand and said, "I'm the Rainbow's father."
Were you still drinking when your wife was in treatment?
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you finally stop? Like, what did you do?
We had an intervention for my wife, and there was just me and my daughter and my wife. And when the guy came in to do the intervention, my daughter was the first one to speak, right? And she said, "I'm not here for my mother." Every time she goes to treatment and she comes home and gets drunk again, she breaks my heart.
Ooh.
And I can't do it anymore. I'm here for my father.
Mm.
If my getting married in September, it was June, and she said, I want to have children. And if my father continues to live the way he lives, he'll be dead before I have my children.
Dang. Coming from a 7-year-old, that's deep.
No. She wasn't 7 years old no more. She was older.
About 9 or 10. Oh, 9. What am I talking about? She was engaged to be married.
Yeah. She was older.
Okay, this makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
All right.
This is when you were finally getting ready to stop drinking, and
that's what did it. All my friends told me to do that, right? And so what they told me, you had to hear it from her. When she said it, you did it.
Yeah, the light bulb clicked for you then.
Did you go to a treatment after that?
No, I was doing 90 and 90. I did 90 and 90.
AA.
So you started getting plugged into Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah, I knew one of my best customers owned a liquor store. I saw him get sober, and I went to see him. And I'm still doing 90 and 90.
You still do 90 and 90
I
now?
go to a meeting every day.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I feel very lacking right now, sir. Thank you for.
When's the last time you've been doing a meeting?
It's been, now a week and a day. 7 hours.
So let me because we're gonna wrap up here soon. I do got a couple more questions. I know Trav might have a couple as well. I want to ask you if you could tell. So Richard, which also Richard goes by Dick. Most Richards do go by Dick. You prefer as you prefer Dick?
I'll tell you something. I'm going to make you laugh. I got to make you laugh and do a little bit. The greatest,
you already are.
The greatest form of humility is the ability to laugh at yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, when
Oh wait, I wish you wouldn't have said that.
I was only a few weeks into the program, and I was sitting up in front, right in front of the third man in on line, and they come to me, and I said, "My name is Alcoholic. I'm a dick."
That's what you said.
So my friends are going to make T-shirts that said, "My name is Alcoholic. I'm a dick."
You got any of those shirts left over?
They got holes in them, but I
I'll
got
take
them.
one.
That's good. That's good, Richard. So look, this content that we have here, it goes to two things. One is it's out in the community, so anybody that listens to podcasts can come across this, and anybody that listens to YouTube, we have a YouTube channel, and so if you happen to come across this, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. That's one thing we want you to do. Yep, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So it gets out there to the recovery community and just people in the community, and it gets into the jails and prisons. So we have we're streams into over 500 jails and prisons, over 730 now. So 730 jails and prisons. So the reason I'm saying is if you could give them any type of, any little quick, quick dissertation, one-liners on, what's important in recovery for you, or something to help them in this process. A lot of them are probably still on the fence, not knowing what they want to do. What would you give them or tell them?
The thing is that I'm familiar with the jails. When I was the DCM, this is funny. I was the DCM in Rutland, Vermont, and they didn't have meeting in the jails because they got a new warden, and he wanted to strip search all the guys from AA were going, so they wouldn't go. They were pissed off at the warden. So I wanted to start the meetings in the jail again. So I called the director of the state director of rehabs. I mean, of the jails, and I told him I wanted the warden from the jail to come to the meeting so we could start meetings again. So
I like where this is going.
He called the guy up, and he came to the meeting, and man, he was pissed, right? So I said I wanted to start the meetings in the jail. The people that were there didn't like it. They ripped them up. Oh boy, they almost attacked them. Like they're all screaming at him and told him and everything. So he left, and he said, "Well, come and see me Wednesday in my office." So I said, "Okay." So I went Wednesday to see him, and now it was his term. Now he had me in a box, and he started ripping at me. And I looked up behind him, and there was a picture on the wall, and I said, "Isn't that Megan?" He said, "How the hell do you know that? That's my daughter." I said, "Well, I'm Katie Horton's father." Oh, really? That's her best friend. We got not only did we get meetings in the jail, he used to let us take the prisoners out and go to jail.
Nice.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's awesome.
And then when I went to Florida, I went to I started a jail meeting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so good. I know,
so what would you tell them, guys? Any type of recovery advice?
The thing about it is, one of the prisoners said to me one time, "What the hell do you come here for?" I said, "I don't come here for you. I come here for me."
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like what you give to this program, that's what you get back.
Oh, there's the piece right there.
Really is. It's like anything else in life. What you put into it, it's a joy. I mean, I wish there was a way I could hit you in the head and all of a sudden you got it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's working for it makes it worthwhile too.
So working for it, that's the message you would give to them. Do a little work, put a little thought into it.
Yeah. Anything else in your life, put something into it that's very rewarding.
That's good. What you give it, you'll get back. That's good. Like if you water it, it'll grow, right? That's good. I like that, man. What you give it, you'll get back. That's in like any relationship. That's good stuff. What about
Well, so how did you meet John? Like, because we are trying to kind of honor him a little bit. I know we got.
I belong to the Marine Corps League. It's for all the retired Marines, and they told me they were talking about John, and the truth,
they were talking about John in there.
Yeah,
very popular.
I don't know how. I don't remember how the conversation came up. Right? Maybe it's because in Florida I worked at the Florida Recovery Center.
Okay.
Right? And I guess because they knew that was my thing, they talked about John because how much he put into it and how good this place was. I always heard very, very positive things. So I wanted to come here because I wanted him to give me a job.
Nice.
And I went to the nicest Marine Corps museum I've ever seen in my life. His office, right?
Yeah.
It's
Everything
pretty
in
pretty
there.
eclectic.
And he told me to volunteer and to try to do that, and I got a job somewhere else, so it didn't happen. So I came back.
How long ago was that?
Oh, 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay. All right. And so then, because you just now started coming back around here.
Here,
Yeah. Like I just seen you now a couple months ago. It was like my first time meeting you.
yeah.
Right. So that's when you came back.
Well, yeah, but I go to meetings in Mechanicsville.
Okay.
There's right down the street from me. There's a meeting Wednesday and Sunday, and it's a men's meeting, and I also go to the eye opener meeting down at the hospital. I don't remember the name of the hospital. It's called Upon Awakening.
Yeah. Upon Awakening. Yeah. So-
but you know, that's when I got to tell you about Upon Awakening. I got to know Joe and Charlie, if you know who they are.
Yeah, I know Joe McHugh. Well, I don't know him, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I was on the board of directors of the Wilson House,
Okay.
and they were on the board. That's how I got to meet them.
The Steps We Took. I guess you probably read that book, right? Studied
What?
that book, The Steps We Took by
Oh.
Joe McHugh.
Oh, yeah, I got tapes of them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
You
You got tapes?
I got tapes of it. Yeah.
You still got a tape player?
He's making a joke.
It's just 8
I
track.
got them doing the 12 steps. They take, whenever they came to close to Vermont, they'd call me and I'd go down and meet them. But they were the most unlikely couple you would ever see, right?
Yeah.
Joe was about a great big, huge black man, bald headed, and about 300 pounds, and Charlie was this little chicken farmer from Arkansas, right? But they were like one person. It was unbelievable how they talk and everything. It was just when I first met them, I was brand new in sobriety, and I didn't know how lucky I was. I thought this happened to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know, what was happening. I got to have lunch with Lois Wilson in Montreal.
Who the heck is that?
That's Bill Wilson's wife. Man.
Oh,
Really?
Oh,
Dang, man.
Joe
You
and
had
Charlie-
lunch with
different
Lois?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe and Charlie took me to lunch with
So
her.
was Bill passed away then, or did you
Yeah,
meet Bill? Bill was already passed away
Yeah.
then. Okay.
It was, but I didn't know what all these good things were happening to me.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
happened to everybody.
Mm.
When I lived in Brooklyn, I found out later on my way to school every day, I walked right by their house. They lived on Clinton Street. And that's where I lived in Brooklyn. I never knew it until I went to the Stepping Stones and met some of the people who knew him.
That's awesome. That's good stuff, man. I really, that's one book when I early on in my recovery journey, Joe McHugh, The Steps We Took, man, I studied that book because I was
have a
really
book-
into.
I have a tape from him of showing you how to do the meetings in jail.
Yeah.
Mm,
nice.
That's good. That because they definitely break those
I mean,
steps down.
it's not a tape; it's a video.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me ask you something, because we're getting ready to close, Richard. I'm sorry, Dick. I know you like Dick better. What's wrong with this dude, man?
Somehow that doesn't sound right.
I'm sorry, Dick. All right. So Dick, I know that you talked about how you met John. Do you have any kind of any parting words for John if he happens to tune in? You want to tell him anything? I know you gave me some. Did you ever get that stuff to him that you wanted me to give him?
I met him downstairs. And
You gave it
talked
to him?
for a
Okay.
while and gave it to him.
You want to tell him anything if he logs on to this?
Well, I can tell him you talk about giving, right? Every single thing I've ever heard about this place has been wonderful. I mean, that's why I came. I mean, it's and his life, what he gave with his life. So many people are blessed by that, by this place. And it's such a joy to see people get sober.
Yeah.
In recovery.
That's all right, Dick. I like that, man.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was, man. And if John, if you don't log on to this, we're gonna make a short out of that right there. We're gonna make a short out of all of these, and we're gonna present this to you, because that's true, man. One thing I know about John is he is the most forgiving man that I've ever met in my life, and he'll give his shirt give the shirt off his back to help somebody, even if they've hurt him. And that's just something that I strive for myself, man. Because I'm one of those ones. You hurt me, then I usually cut you out of my life,
Yeah.
And I've seen him forgive people over and
Very
over.
forgiving.
Yeah.
What a good quality, bro.
Yeah, it really is, man.
Giving quality, all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Love
Well,
John.
Dick, man, we were really glad you came on here. I know you and I was sharing with my wife. I was like, man, this guy has came into my life. And he's a big. My wife's a AA. She's a big AA person. I go to the other fellowship. But I was like, this guy's came into my life, and I'm trying to figure out why God has put him in my life, because you're very persistent.
You got that little card that I say.
Yeah. You're
Well, he is a
persistent.
Marine, you know what I'm saying?
And he's very meticulous with his stuff, and and he's got a
Meticulous.
plan. Yeah, he's meticulous. He's got a plan, and he wants to start a meeting, and he's got all this stuff going on, and it's adding more stuff into my life, but it's more good stuff into my life. And I was sharing with my wife, because like I said, she's an AA person, and she's like, I might join that home group that's getting ready to get started. So it's cool. I'm glad that you came into my life, and I look forward to seeing what happens.
But I couldn't do it without you either. That's the truth. And
it's a wee program.
I've heard
it's not much I'm doing. He's doing all the work.
I've heard a lot.
Take the credit where you can get it.
I've heard only positive things. I ran out of all the flyers we did, because the people take them and they're passing them out at other meetings. And I heard the same thing for you people. Boy, I'd make that my home group. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We'll see how that goes. We love all pathways to recovery, man. But it's cool to see somebody come in here with a passion like you, 85 years old and
40 years clean,
40
90
years
and
clean,
90.
Still doing 90 and 90. Want to start a
dedicated
home
Marine.
group? You want to start a home group. You're just the stuff that you're doing, man. It's cool, man. So we appreciate that here. And we appreciate you coming on to the podcast. Thank you.
Thank
you. Got
you.
any parting
Thank
words?
you,
Any parting words for anybody out there? You want to?
Don't drink and go to meetings.
No doubt. Hey, words of wisdom.
Keep it simple.
Direct and to the point.
Don't drink, go to meetings. Anything, Trav?
Nothing. Just very impressed with old Richard Dick over there. He's cool as hell, man. He's sitting in one of my groups. He's very involved still after 40 years. It's good to see that. It's good to see somebody that doesn't lose their passion, and he's not particularly jaded. I mean, he's still like, so it just shows that just like working a program and getting in tune with your spirituality. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Just keep looking forward. And I like that about Dick. He's a forward thinking and forward looking man, bro. Thanks for coming on, Dick.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, thank you for asking me. I'm happy I stopped by today.
Yeah. Well, everybody, there you have it. And we'll close with this. Remember, what you put into this is what you're going to get back.
Words of wisdom. Peace.